我现在很好奇说，那有没有更多的案例是真的用这张椅子啊改变了他的生活，改变了他的这个坐姿，甚至他减重成功？
I have lots of conversations with people, usually over email, but sometimes, telephone conversations, and people send us videos talking about things. And I've really been kind of amazed at the breadth of people who get back to us and say, your chair has changed my life, which, I mean, it seems a little over the top, but, these people seem genuine. One guy is the head of IT at Burton Snowboards here in Burlington, Vermont. He had back pain so severe he thought he was going to have to retire. And he's not an old person, but his back hurt him so much he couldn't concentrate and write code. And as it happened, we were dropping off a dozen of our chairs for the office people at Burton Snowboards to try out. And he happened to get his hands on one. And they were supposed to pass them around and share them among all their employees. But when they came to get the chair back from him, he said, "You can't have it. This thing my pain is gone. And, I will not give this chair back to you." So, and he made a video for us, and his name is Seth, and he's a very interesting, earnest guy. So, I have to believe that he's telling me the truth. Another video from a woman who said, I have scoliosis, and so I have this terrible back pain, and it's a lot of work for me to manage to sit up all day. And when I finally get home, I'm so tired, and it hurts so much, I just have to lie down, and I don't really have a life. I can barely get home from work. I got your chair, and now I am fine. So it really makes you feel good to have changed people's lives, even if you kind of did it by accident, because I wasn't thinking about scoliosis, certainly. I was just thinking about better posture. But it makes sense because one of the therapies for scoliosis, as you may know, is hippotherapy. You put people on a horse and get them to ride, and it kind of helps the spine recalibrate and find new degrees of freedom to function more effectively. And our chair kind of lets people explore the space of all the different ways they could be aligning their spine until they find a way that feels better to them. And then they tweak that a little bit more and find a still better way. So, there's a whole universe of people who have pain and discomfort and whose lives are visibly impacted by posture and pain issues, which turns out letting people reset their spines can be a big help. I mentioned, one guy who, said lost 30 pounds just sitting actively, but there's a whole movement about natural weight loss in the United States, which has now come right up against Ozempic. Ozempic, you take this stuff and, weight just melts away. But it's doing a lot of other things inside people that we don't exactly understand because it seems to be curing diseases people didn't know they had. And at least in the United States, Ozempic is $1,000 a month. So the idea of helping people to lose weight by simply increasing their caloric burn, really minute by minute, can be an immense help. And so, this may be where our chair actually has the biggest impact because, at least in the United States, 50% of people are trying to lose weight at any given year. And almost 100% of them fail. Or even if they succeed in gaining weight, within 5 years, in losing weight, within 5 years, they've gained back 80% of the weight. So, the traditional approaches to trying to help people lose weight, just shaming and blaming and all that stuff, seems not to have worked. But if you give people a way to fritter away extra calories by sitting actively, not only does their core get stronger, their biochemistry gets better, their posture gets better, but they're also dumping calories that they don't need, which otherwise would be parked as fat.
我相信 Dr. Osler 的用意发明这张椅子原本只是希望可以改善民众腰酸背痛的问题，后来还发现这个动态坐姿居然可以帮助燃烧热量，还帮很多人减重成功，这个是非常的令人 惊喜的事情意外的收获。那我想这个不管是在腰酸背痛的改善，或者是在体重的改善上面呢，都是需要一个长时间、长期的维持才是重点，而不是说短期用一个止痛药啊，或者是减肥药的方式去改善、去减重。那事后一定会又反复的发作又胖回来，背痛又出现等等。所以是不是借由这一张动态椅Red Rock 红岩爱脊椅，可以帮助我们维持这样子的动态的生活呢？
I think you've said it exactly right. A healthy, active lifestyle is really what we're after, and by making sitting active as well, it can be a component of a healthy, active lifestyle.
今天 Dr. Osler 帮我们回答了非常非常多的问题，而且非常的专业，用一个脊椎外科医师以及流行病学专家的角度，帮我们回答了非常多的问题。那我们今天的访谈也差不多要到这边了。如果大家觉得喜欢的话呢，下一次我们还可以再邀请 Dr. Osler 来谈论更多的话题。
It's been great, and I'd be delighted to come back anytime and talk more or take live questions online. We could do a live stream or something. I've never done that before, but it might be fun. I learned so much from questions that people ask that I'm always eager to engage in any way that I can. So. And it's great to be talking to people in Taiwan. I grew up in Taiwan when I was a little kid. My dad was a naval officer, and we were stationed in Upper Tinmu, in Taipei, and we lived in Upper Tinmu. And so, I've had an affection for Taiwan for a long time, but I never thought I'd be talking to Taiwanese people about obesity, because my recollection as a kid was everybody in Taiwan was like rail skinny. It just wasn't an issue. So, I don't know. I'm excited to maybe be of some use. I hope this is helpful.
Taiwan is a very beautiful place. Hope one day you can visit here.
No, I'd love that. Yeah.
好，那就先跟大家说一声再见喽，拜拜。